Hey people. So this is going to be a slightly different episode to normal in the sense that I'm doing post-commentary. And everyone knows that when you say things in a weird voice, that means it's different. So yes, I failed to record this a couple of times now, so I thought I would try it post-commentary, which is how that word is pronounced. So as you may or may not know, sorry, I'm also drinking tea. As you may or may not know, I went to Las Vegas. Yes. And if you're wondering what's going to be happening visually, I'm going to run around in circles for a bit, do a few tasks, run around in more circles, do a few more tasks. I'm basically just derping around on the server for a while. But yes, anyway, I went to Las Vegas for a while. For a couple of days. Why did I go to Las Vegas? Well, I worked through a contest, and I won this contest because I'm fucking amazing. Yeah, no. Okay, so the real reason I won... let me tell you the story of how I won this contest, because I think it's going to be in no way an inspirational story for you. And I'm going to do something fun visually, which is make animals have sex. Yay! The best part of the game. So, I work for a tech company, as some of you are aware, and one of the things this tech company likes to do is exploit its employees. And they thought, we work in a tech company where people are expected to know a lot about tech. Some of them must therefore know something about video making, video editing, etc., and would be willing to make us a video for free if we gave them a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas. Or, if they don't win that, a £50 voucher for in-store, which is a shit prize. As a result, no one really gave a shit, and for months and months, only about 2 people had entered. Hooray! However, later down the line, the regional managers were sort of complaining to the store managers that no one was entering. It's like, come on, it's Las Vegas, it's an immense trip. And they were all like, yeah, it's to go to CES. Maybe some people were interested. And my manager was like, well, okay, I know someone who makes YouTube videos. I'll ask if he's interested. Yeah, so I was looking at graphics cards that my work sells, and there was actually one that was cheaper at my place of work than it was online. Plus, then it had staff discounts. Like, huh? If I got that, and my manager saw me looking at this, was like, no, you could win a £50 voucher for here if you enter this video and editing contest. You just have to make a video about a product and talk about it a bit. I was like, huh? That sounds immensely easy. Yeah, and provided your video is used, you don't have to win. You still win the voucher. It's like, ooh, okay. Well, if I have time, when's it due? Friday. It was about Tuesday when this happened. It's like, huh. Well, I have Wednesday off. Fuck it, I'll try it on Wednesday. And it was before Christmas. This, so and as it so happened, my mum wanted some Christmas lights, and I bought these Christmas lights to give to her, and I was thinking, before I unwrap these, I could do my video on these Christmas lights. So the next day, I made a video on some Christmas lights, and when I was a wee baby, only a few months old, and Christmas had rolled its head around, my parents didn't want to bother with a full tree because it was like, well, he's only a couple of months old. Like, fuck, is he gonna remember this? I'm not wasting thousands of pounds on him. No, this is a stupid idea. Let's get this really tiny, maybe foot and a half tree we'll buy for him. And, plastic. And, we still have it. So, that Christmas tree is almost as old as me, and I used it in the video. And because it is a tiny tree, it's quite funny wrapping 100 LED lights around it. And it looked ridiculous. I also thought this was an appropriate time to make a penis joke, along the lines of size not really mattering. So I did that, and I handed my video in by the file sharing thing, and that was kind of an end to it. I thought, well, fuck it. If I don't win, never mind. So a few days later, I was speaking to one of the guys at work. I think it was my manager, and apparently there had been a rush last minute of people who had entered, which sounded like a lot of people had all suggested things last minute to their staff rather than when they were supposed to. But that's beside the point. So they all said these things last minute, and a few people had entered. And I was like, huh. Okay. No. Sorry, there'd also been some issues with the file sharing system that my work had used. So I was like, huh, okay, well, yeah, whatever. The competition closed on, I think, Saturday, Sunday, and on the Monday, I got an email in the evening. I noticed I had an email saying, your files have not been picked up at the other end. It's like, huh, I wonder if they have actually got my video. So I sent a quick email just saying, did you actually get my video? It was this one, and sent like just a really small low quality one. Like, and I got a response back saying, oh, no, we didn't get that. Could you send us one? But I was working on Tuesday, so I didn't actually see this till the evening. I sort of like, yeah, sure. Sent them a zip. And thought, well, that'll do. It's in tomorrow. Or I think he said, we need it before Wednesday. I was like, well, Tuesday evening. Send it to them then. They can pick it up either Tuesday evening or Wednesday, depending on how they work. And that'll be good. Went to bed, all happy, all well. And I was like, yes. Now, I don't know about most people, but if I don't have to get up early, I don't like to get up early. I'm not a morning person. I am really not a morning person. So, when my phone started ringing at 8:45 in the morning, my first reaction was, oh fuck, I'm late for work. Or, I think it was, oh fuck, who's ringing me this early in the morning? Shit. Sounds sensible. As I picked it up, I saw it was my boss's name on the call. I was like, oh fuck, am I late for work? I answered the phone. I was like, hello? Something in the back of my mind was at this point just kicking in saying, it's 8:45 in the morning. There is no way in hell that your boss would know that you're running late at this point in time. Furthermore, I'm fairly sure that we're not supposed to be in work this morning. By we, it was my brain and I. So, I was beginning to comprehend this as my boss responded with, hey, sorry to wake you up. Apparently it was that obvious. But I've just had an email from head office and a phone call from the regional manager asking if I've seen the email from head office, telling me to tell you to ring this number before 9:15. Okay. It's 9:45 now. Okay. Shit, what's the number? And so I texted Sparks the number because I use Sparks as a notepad. Because I get free texts and calls to him because we're both on the same network, yada yada yada. It's a lot easier than finding anything else on my phone. Sparks is my notepad. But okay, I'll go do that. So, you going to do it now? So, do I have time to make tea? Yes, make yourself a cup of tea. Sound a bit more awake than you currently do, and ring that number before 9:15. So, okay, I'll do that. So at about 9 o'clock, with my tea, I called this man, and no answer. So, oh, well, fuck. I guess I got no response. Never mind. Should I try again? Maybe I should try again. Is it worth trying again? It's a graphics card, 50 quid off. That's quite a bit. That knocks it down from the cheapest price I've seen online of a 400, 450 to about 300 quid. That's quite a saving. I mean, I can already get it from work for about 350. That's already quite a bit of a saving. But yeah. Okay, fuck. Okay, yeah, okay, let's do this. So I called again, and this time it only rang a couple of times before it got hung up on me. It was like, okay, so he's actually hung up on me. Well, I guess then they're just not interested in calling me. I don't really know what to do. I can't really be bothered. And then a text came through saying, if it's urgent, text or email me. So I texted the situation over and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, we were having problems with the zip file. Both him and someone else were having problems with the zip file. Now, I happen to know that that zip file was perfectly fine because I tested it. So the zip file itself was not corrupt. One of them was using a Mac and the other a PC. I have a feeling that the tech company that I work for, the head office of that tech company, is unable to open a zip file. Let that sink in. A tech company stumped by a zip file. Either way, it's like, okay, well, I can't really re-zip it and upload it to you because you may have this problem again. The system we don't know is like, well, if you can upload it to YouTube or something like that, we're provided we can see the video. It's like, okay, sure, I'll do YouTube. So I uploaded it to YouTube. Very, very quick. Took maybe 10 minutes, if that, because it was a 2-minute video and my internet's pretty damn good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. So I did that, and because I use YouTube, I know how to use the analytics and tell if they've seen my video or not. So I noticed when I released it and sent the link that the views shot up by 2. So okay. So they've seen it, and the 2 people that needed to see it have seen it, and they're gonna show it to some other people. It's like, okay, well, guess I should get on with the day. I think I then edited some video and did some other boring things, and then I decided to check it again. It was about 11:30, and I was like, well, this is when I was planning to get up. Let's just see what the video is doing. It had gone up by a like and 2 more views. One of my fastest growing videos in terms of views ever. And likes. It was incredible. It's like, huh, okay. Well, they liked it. That's usually a good sign. Either that or some random person has found it. And, meh, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I was about to get up now. Let's do the things I'd usually do when getting up. Let's go and have a shower. I had a shower just to relax myself and clean my body. And I cleaned in between my toes and behind my ears. And just as I was coming out of the shower, dripping wet, just grabbing a towel, my phone started ringing. So I grabbed my phone because, you know, it was an unknown number. It's like, okay, hello. And it was some guy from the head of the place I work at. I'm not entirely sure where. I couldn't hear what he said his name was, but oh god, he had called me. He was saying, congratulations, you've won, you're going to Las Vegas. It's like, sorry, what? You've won first place, you're going to Las Vegas. I'm stood here, dripping wet, naked, holding a phone to my ear, being told that I am going to the land of sex, drugs, and gambling because I made a penis joke in a video for a professional company that they are now going to use to advertise the company. I wasn't quite sure what to say, so I was honest. And I responded with, I thank you. I don't quite know what to say. I've never been in this position before, or this situation before, I should say. Oh, I'm going to do some enchanting now, I think. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, good. Let it sink in, and we'll get in contact with you for all the things we need to arrange for Vegas. It's like, great. Okay. Let's do that then. Thanks. Bye. And I spent the rest of the day in slight shock and awe that I was going to Las Vegas for a penis joke. I then got a text through from my boss saying, "Woo, congrats, just heard you won. Guess you're going to Vegas, baby." They hadn't seen the video, so I sent them a link through of the video. And I was like, I'm going to Las Vegas for a penis joke. And yeah, I was in awe for a few days, a couple of days, mostly that day. The next day was quite an interesting day because I got in, and everyone who worked in my store loved the fact that I had won, because there was a penis joke in the video, and I'd been quite sarcastic in the rest of the video, and they all knew me, so they knew it was a very sarcastic video. To the point, actually, where someone in another store had said to a colleague, not to me directly, "Hey, wasn't it the guy that won the Vegas trip, someone from your store?" I was like, yeah, it was. But just some Christmas lights on a tree. It was a bit shit, wasn't it? And this caused much hilarity because, yeah, it was really shit. But it was so funny and hilarious because I was immensely sarcastic. I think later on, some other people from either the same store or different stores, it's like, I don't want to offend you, but it's almost as if that guy. It was almost as if that guy was taking the piss. Which someone said. To which I think my boss responded with, "Do you know why it sounds like he's taking the piss?" It's because he was immensely heavily taking the piss. Everyone in my store loved it just because it was immensely sarcastic and it had won. Huzzah! I got no bonus as a store for me winning this, but whatever, I did it. I'm amazing, spectacular. Now apparently, actually I forgot to mention this when I was on the phone, apparently everyone who had seen the video had loved it. So I don't know what I did right, but I did something right. Apparently the way to do good in retail is be sarcastic and bitter. Yeah, and over the next couple of days I got phone calls from people sort of asking me questions that they had to fill out forms to get me to America. Along the lines of these questions, one of which was, are you a terrorist or involved in terrorist organizations? Now I'm assuming if you say yes to this question, you're not allowed into America. So my question is, why have this as a question? I mean, what terrorist is going to say, well, yes, no, you've caught me out with that question. I am, in fact, a terrorist and involved in terrorist organizations. I want to know how many people that has stopped coming into America because they have ticked yes on the I am a terrorist bit. Same for drug trafficker, in all honesty. But, you know, whatever. So I didn't have to provide any proof of this. I just had to say yes or no. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one. There are some weird things about getting to America, and I tried to not be too sarcastic with it, but I was still fairly sarcastic with it. So yeah, the flight over to America, and I think I'm gonna tell the tale of my flight over to America. And then I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to start my days in America in a new video, otherwise it's going to go on for hours. But my days in America, yes, so I went up to London. I have family in London. I stayed with them in London. I had to leave from Heathrow Airport. My plane left at 9 something in the morning. which apparently means getting up at 4 in the morning to leave the house by like 4:35 in the morning to get to the place by 6 in the morning, to check in by 6:05, get through security at 6:15, and then sit in airport bit past security for several hours before the plane decides to turn up and you can board. And my trip was from Heathrow, London Heathrow, to Houston, Texas, where I was then going to change over to go to Vegas. That has possibly been the longest plane journey I have ever been on. Oh dear Lord, was it painful. Oh baby. Yeah, no, not good. Not good at all. So I then decided... No, I didn't. What am I on about? I didn't decide anything. So I was on this trip for a long time. Long time. The seat was actually better than I thought. As we were getting in, I watched a few films on the plane, mostly boring. 22 Jump Street is about what you would expect it to be. Fairly shit, with humorous bits. At least it can make fun of itself, though, so I can't be against it too much. Yeah, so when the plane arrived, it was running late. To the point where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make my next flight. Like, we landed at about 10:02. It probably took about 10 minutes to get off the plane, and my other plane took off at past. I think the gates allegedly closed at 10 past. So I went through American security. Now, I'd been warned by people who had been to America before that American security is the worst security in the world for everything. You do not want to go through American security. It's horrible, mean, and untrusting and unloving. And I was like, fuck, this is going to be horrible. It's going to take forever. Oh, shit. So I only had carry-on luggage. I went through the first bit of security, which was... Actually, no, there wasn't a first bit of security. I went... Oh, no, there was. There was a bit where you had to queue up, and you had to sort of say, well, hello, I'm not from America. I would like to enter your country. And they take pictures of your eyes and fingers and everything like that. And they ask you how you're staying in America, whether it was Visa, ESTA, which is how I was in, or Green Card, I think was the other. I was like, well, I'm on an ESTA, so you know I'm not a terrorist. I didn't say that last bit because that would have been a stupid thing to say. Though it was tempting. And they were like, okay, so how much money have you got on you? I told them how much money I had on me. They said, if you'd like to put your hands here, we'll scan them through, scan your passport, scan your eyeballs, take a picture of you. So, okay, want it next? That's it, enjoy your time in America. Really? That was it? Okay. You're not going to ask if I'm a terrorist? No? Well, I suppose I already said on the ESTA, didn't I? I'm not a terrorist. It was fine, it was wonderful. And then I was like, great! Now where the fuck do I go to get my next plane? So I spoke to a lady who was in a security jacket and said, hello, I'm a British person. Where do I need to go to get another plane to the place I need to go to? It's like, okay, so all the planes... I mean, this is my general American accent, so you're going to have to bear with it. Okay? Even if it's wrong for the location of America, I'm not that good at places. By the way, we have new people on the server. Forgot to mention that. This is being recorded after the... Well, the footage was recorded before the the prank I did with Kyle on Sparks, but it's being released afterwards because that just got released yesterday, and now I'm recording the thing. But whatever. I know it's quite late after my trip to Vegas that I'm recording this, but yeah, blah blah blah. Being busy, whatever. So I spoke to the lady, and she said, "Okay, so you just need to go over there, and then that's the way you need to go." And so I went vaguely that way, and I saw a big long line for bag checkings and stuff like that. So I thought, fuck, I should double check with this other lady that this is the correct way to go. It's like, okay, so you've just flown in from Britain and you're just changing plane? Okay. Well, if you just go to the right of all that security stuff, you can just go round and straight up the stairs behind there. So, sorry, what? I go round the security. The big security bit to make sure that I am not carrying anything dangerous. You want me to just go round that bit and then up the stairs. That's correct, yes. Right, okay. So America, paranoid place in the world for airport security. I literally just walked around their security and then up some stairs. And in fairness, there were random bag checks at the other side of that. But they didn't stop me, so I continued on. And then in fairness, I did have to go through another security thing, which was really simple. It was just bag on thing, walk through thing, done. Didn't have to take my shoes off, didn't have to get all the valuables in one place, didn't have to do things like take electronics out of my bag. In fact, they wanted all the electronics in the bag. I have no idea what that machine... I'm assuming it was some sort of X-ray machine. And it was just a second thing of you haven't picked up any water or something on the way. I don't know. Whatever it was sorted. It was so simple. I was like, great. Okay, done. And then there was a big board of things with planes. And a couple of chaps saw that I was looking rather lost. And I probably wasn't American. Wearing my I am British badge, metaphorically. You're out there, buddy? This is my male American accent, by the way. It's like, I'm not quite sure where I need to go to catch my plane. I was like, well, which plane is it, buddy? We'll see if we can help get there. I was like, it's flight 269, one of those. Well, which one is this? Here's the thing. Like, okay, it's that one. It's leaving a half past. Hey Tony, or whatever his name was, I can't actually remember his name. Get this guy to gate 36, C36, or whatever it was. And this guy was just sort of nodding and was like, get on, man. So I got on his thing, his trucky thing, and he started driving away. And he was shouting something I couldn't quite understand. It was somewhat incomprehensible. It was just a noise. It was barely words. It was like cut through, coming through, police, maybe police. I don't know. It sounded like police cut through, but then it also didn't sound like that at all. And I have no idea to this day what he was saying. But people were moving out of the way. And I got to the other end of the airport and was like, right, you need to run down there, and it's the first gate on your right. And I know his voice has changed, but that's fine. I was like, right, okay, I'll do that. I got to the thing, it was like a thing, and I was running, and then there was some people on the gate, and they were like, are you going for this flight to Vegas? And it's like, yes, I think so. I was like, well, quick, get on the plane, it's like the last, we're just about to close the doors and leave. And it's like, okay, well, fuck. I was like, and one of the hostess ladies was like, oh, so you did make it from that transfer flight. There are a few people, we weren't sure if anyone was going to make it. Well, what can I say? Us British people are punctual as well as we can be, unless it comes to public transport, in which case we're never punctual. I don't know why I said we're punctual. Well, we're upgrading you. Perfect. Have a good trip on the plane. It's going to be about 2 hours, and everything's scheduled to be on time. So great, okay, so go on plane. Relaxed, breathed out heavily. And took the rest of the time on the plane-a-bob. Now, if you follow us on Twitter, you'll notice I sent out a twit when I got into Las Vegas. It was my view of the plane. It was probably the best view I had on any of my plane trips. And when I said that was like that was the closest I got to a window view. I quite like window views on planes. I know not everyone does, but I do, and that was the closest I got, which I was kind of upset by. So I got to see that beautiful view, and as I landed I took a picture, and you can check back in the Twitter history if you want to see it, because I can't be bothered to put it back here. And that view that was shown was the first thing I saw when I got into Las Vegas, and I think it is a very beautiful picture. Sunset just capturing on the wing of the plane. I woke up before dawn in Britain. I got into Las Vegas at sunset in Las Vegas when they have an 8-hour time difference. That was quite literally the longest day of my life. And it hadn't finished yet. Yeah, but the story pretty much ends there. I mean, oh no, actually, no, there's one more bit of the story and then I will leave it. Because I still had to book into the hotel. Now, I had to meet up someone who I was meeting. They were just randomly in the hotel. No, they were randomly in the airport. I managed to meet up with them. We got a cab to the hotel, and then we had to book into the hotel. Now, there's a lady that I was meeting up with. Lovely lady, but she looked like she was in her late 30s, early 40s, right? She could probably get away with being in her mid-30s, but she was clearly a fair. I'm 22. I'm just going to put that out. I'm 22, right? We went to our hotel room. We went to check in, and she was paying for both hotel rooms. Now, we clearly didn't look very related. We were getting separate hotel rooms, big, fancy hotel rooms in Las Vegas. The lady behind the counter was somewhat confused by this. Apparently you have to be 21 to be in your own hotel room in Las Vegas, or at least in Caesar's Palace, where we were. And the lady I was meeting did have to double check my age, because she wasn't actually sure. You are over 21, right? Yes, I'm 22. So, okay, thank God. Which I think she said thank God, because that meant I would be able to get my own room and there wouldn't be this weird awkward situation. I think the lady behind the counter thought she had said thank God because of other reasons. I think what went through her mind was everything from hired male prostitute to affair to blackmail to possibly finally ending in business trip. But everything went through her mind, and that was quite funny for me. That was hilarious for me. I don't know how well the other lady found it. Let's call her Lisa, because that was her name. I don't know how funny Lisa found it, but I found it hilarious. And then we went to, but after we checked in, we went to our hotel rooms. And we met up for dinner. Met up with the other two people there, and yada yada yada, blah de blah de blah. I went to bed early because we were exhausted. I think I'll tell that story in a bit more detail next time, or that bit of the. I'll recap that bit of the story and then move on to the first day in Las Vegas. But I think I'm going to have to end this part of the story here, because this episode is getting rather long, and I don't want this video to go on for too long. So I'm going to end the first part of the episode here, and I will continue on the story next time. Bye-bye.